Friends, you've just been discovered as cheating during Valentine's Day. Let's just go into the perspective here. You're a man that's been caught cheating, and obviously you're afraid. You've been discovered, and your girlfriend, wife, whatever, is extremely angry, extremely mad, yelling, threatening. This might even still be in the restaurant. I don't know. But here we are. Eventually, you make your way back home, or maybe you're sitting in a car because very few people are going to cause a significant scene in a public place. But in a car, absolutely. At home, absolutely. So here you are in that situation. The person's yelling at you. Maybe they're throwing things. Maybe they're threatening things. And the topic of maybe you should leave comes up. Rather, it's probably something you're already thinking. This is hostile. I'm being called names. I'm trying to answer questions, but I'm mostly lying. I'm giving some truths. I'm giving some information. And whatever I say doesn't make this better. Whatever happens now just makes everything worse. I wish I could just disappear. I wish I could ghost. I wish I could just smoke bomb and run. That might sound like a good idea to you. I say don't do it. Don't leave. Don't leave. When you leave, what do you think is going to happen? If she encourages you to leave, what do you think is going to happen? Sure, maybe the yelling will stop, but then you're going to get voice notes. You think maybe you're separating because you know what? Hey, you can go calm down, be by yourself for a bit. I'll be by myself, and then we'll reconvene tomorrow with cooler heads. That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is your phone's going to get lit up all night long. Where are you? Where did you go? Are you with her right now? How do I know that? Send me your location. Send me some photos. And then a whole bunch of name calling. Obviously, will come back up. A bunch more questioning, way more hurt and confusion will settle in. So what feels like a solution? Hey, I can't control myself. You should leave. Or I hate your guts right now. You should leave. Will then result in a bunch of reaching out behaviors to pull you back in because of the uncertainty of what is happening right now. Where did he go? Is he with her right now that I kicked him out for the night? So this kind of like cyber stalking will happen, like the GPS location you, like I said, bombing you with aggressive messages. So don't put the person you just betrayed through that, right? It's bad enough they just found out that you were cheating. Now here you are leaving them, one, because it's comfortable for you. Hey, I don't have to be held accountable anymore. Hey, I get to avoid the mess that I created. Yes, you get to abandon them even further by not being there to emotionally comfort them because maybe they're inconsolable in that moment in time. But leaving them just makes the abandonment and rejection worse. It goes from being rejected. Firstly, of course, you're cheating. And then number two, in a moment of need, you're looking for a way out. You're going to abandon them. They might be encouraging you to leave, but that's not actually what they want. They're just too angry. It's almost like they want you to fight to stay, but they will experience it as abandonment. Of course, if you're the type that does leave or you have left in the past, because maybe you're a serial cheater or maybe you're watching this video too late, then the accusation will be, why'd you listen? Why did you leave? If you cared for me, you would have stayed. If you had any empathy for me, you would have stayed. You wouldn't have let me suffer all this messaging that I ended up doing, all this covert secret spying that I was doing. Just stay together, stay home. As an act of compassion, to not put your partner through so much more additional suffering than is necessary. And for you, it's time to man up. Sit there and take your lumps. Emotionally, it's absolutely unacceptable for you to accept being beaten up. I've seen many men come into my office with black eyes and fat lips, of course, feeling powerless because they can't defend themselves. Them being worried if I prevent her from harming me, then the police will be involved. She might want to punish me by saying I assaulted her or something like this, when really she was just throwing a glass at my head or attacking me with her high heels or something like this. These are true stories. These are things that come in to my office. If it's violent, remind her you will call the police. There has to be some standard of behavior. Maybe it's just an agreement to be silent and you sleep in separate rooms, but at least you're there and she knows that you're not out with the affair partner, because the uncertain and the gaslighting will have such negative effects on the person who just got shocked with bad news. And of course, I understand you feel it as bad news. You got caught, or now she knows, or now it's time to confront yourself and the other person and potentially other people in your life. And of course, the mistress you're going to have to deal with later, or maybe in that moment in time. Who knows how this will escalate? Who knows if there's demands on your phone? Hey, let me see your phone. Who have you been messaging this whole time? What have you been saying to them? The truth does set people free, but I can understand it's too scary in that moment. The second someone finds out this bad news, you don't want a violent situation, but you also don't want to run away. You don't want to be like a thief in the night. hey, I did these horrible things. I took your trust, the trust that you gave me, I misused, and now I'm gone. I'm ghosting you. I'm like a thief in the night. All the comforts I had of being with you are now, it's not so comfortable anymore. So now I'm gone. Don't be that guy. Be better than that. Be the person that will stay there, knowing that you're not going to repair this thing that night. In fact, it's going to take many nights to repair this thing. It's probably going to require some sort of professional help from me or someone as good as me if you find them. Now, with this in mind, the idea of not leaving, I know it's your phone will light up from your mistress during this time period because you're probably not going to be able to message them, especially in the heat of these battles. Your phone's going to be lighting up. You're going to get in even more trouble, in quotes, more trouble, more caught, more truthfulness. Some of the deception will come forward. Just know that all the questions that you're going to be getting are going to be repetitive because remember, you've been lying for a long time. Your partner doesn't know when you're lying or telling the truth. So you might have to do this repetitively. Maybe you could work on therapeutically providing them a written statement of your lies and the truth. Now, it can't be that simple. You can experiment doing that on your own, but it's a far more complicated process. In the heat of the moment, when you want to run, remember, you've been rejecting this person all along. You've been betraying yourself and your word and your commitment for a while now. Even if your partner is saying, leave me alone, abandon me. Don't. It would just make the situation worse. I've seen it countless times. So with that, I'm available for support. My details are below. If you have questions, put them in the comments, but stay present to your partner that you've just wounded. Remember, it's your fault.